Up next, we have something from the studio that is
I had my microphone muted. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back to the stream. A couple things going on today. It is Warhammer Skulls Day, which we get to take a peek at. They're already about, 15 minutes in or so. Showcased some Mechanicum 2, I think, and then some other stuff. And, yeah, I don't know. It'll be good. I guess, I think maybe some Total War stuff. But I'm excited to take a look-see at what they got going on. But then we'll do Drukhari Faction Focus later. So we're going to do a little watch-along for Skulls for the next probably 30 minutes or so. And then we'll do Drukhari stuff. So they're doing, this is Warhammer Survivors. I don't know, I'm curious about. They did a insert for Speed Freaks, which I appreciate. Oh, fuck. My headset's almost out of battery. I love Speed Freaks. Honestly, one of my favorite, probably my favorite 40k game. I know it does not, nobody even plays it, and it sucks because the game is so solid. But I appreciate that they're still giving it a good old showcase. They did talk about, I don't know what the fuck this is. This is Rogue Trader. They talked about Rogue Trader. They, I guess, did a drop for the new edition. I guess fits, whatever. But now they're doing, here's Bolt Gun 2. Neat. Good stuff, chat. Oh, Dark Heresy, sorry. The new Rogue Trader thing. We should finish Bolt Gun on stream at some point. I got like 90% of the way done, and then I got lost in a section, and I was like, alright, I'm tired. But I like that they're including some of the newer designs in there. There's Emperor's Children. You can play as the TacticalTortoise, right? Which is pretty neat. That's pretty fun. The interesting thing about Bolt Gun is that when you're playing it, and especially like visually, it has the hallmarks of like a boomer shooter, but it doesn't feel like a boomer shooter. Like, it's got the aesthetic, but the gameplay does not feel much like a boomer shooter. It is funny though that a lot of times they take the like heavy metal painted models, so they just like import them into the game as the guys you fight. They're just like a picture of a boxwalker, which I don't know. It's kind of cute. I think it's fun. What was that little drop there? Was that a? I don't know. I just blew some up. All right. Well, cool, I guess. Anyway. Bolt Gun 2. Nice. And you can play it on your mobile device. No fucking way, bro. What a time to be alive.
As you know, Bolt Gun 2 is doubling up the firepower this time around with a new playable character.
Doubling up the firepower. Who's this person, by the way? Also, apparently I'm on German subtitles. How have I done this?
I have done a fair bit of voice acting over the last 7 or so years, but getting to play Naira is especially surreal for me. I've been
she's the voice actress. I see.
And I just never imagined that I would get to have any part in this universe. So she's
fair enough.
Extra special to me, and I really hope that you all love her as much as I do. You can actually go meet her right now, since the Bolt Gun 2 demo is officially available to play on Steam. Go check it out. But after you finish watching Skulls, obviously, since we're basically just getting started.
Kneel to me, or die, for the War Master!
Show no mercy. The Emperor demands.
Is this Battle Sector? Is this a battle sector drop? God damn.
Victory for the Black Blades. Victory.
It sure looks like it. It is Battle Set. Significantly better than that game will ever actually look. We did play Battle Sector for an integration when it released, I think, like 8 days ago. It was fine. It was like aggressively okay. I was, I don't know. I have not gone back to it. It does look really good, and it's a good source of rips for TTS. That's one of Battle Sector's great contributions to the community is that we put their stuff in Tabletop Simulator because the models are nice. This is probably like the GOG old stuff drop. Yeah, the classic game drop. I love that they're doing this, by the way.
Legends were written across worlds and ages.
The litany of the history of 40K video games is really fun. It's the reason I have a whole channel for it. Oh yeah, dude. Final liberation, let's go! What a weird game that was.
Timeless video games return. Warhammer Classics, available now on Steam.
We love that. I like that you don't have to do like weird GOG stuff, and I mean GOG's like fine. But there's like all sorts of compatibility issues that usually have to be patched. Trying to play back through Fire Warrior is like kind of a mess. And hopefully they went back and fixed some of that stuff. That'd be cool. Guys, what do you think the war status is? Wait, is this a Warhammer Helldivers integration? Let's fucking go, dude!
Hello everyone, I am Mikael Eriksson, Game Director of Helldivers 2.
Let's go!
Today I am very excited to announce...
Are we playing Kazurkin? Give me some Elysian drop troopers, bro!
40,000 for an upcoming Legendary Warbond. For those of you who haven't enlisted yet,
Alright, well,
Helldivers 2 is a
I'm out $10, guys.
co-op shooter where you fight as a Helldiver for democracy and the glory of Super Earth. Your mission? To liberate the galaxy from evil, oppressive aliens threatening our way of life. At Arrowhead, we believe these two worlds fit perfectly together. And as a studio full of die-hard Warhammer fans, we are beyond thrilled to see this Legendary Warbond come to life. We look forward to revealing more later this year. And until then, we'll see you all on the battlefield.
Is this set? What's doubling up, me or the video audio? Also, double check that if you're watching on my stream that you don't also have your own stream going.
How cool is that? Warhammer 40,000 pairing with Helldivers 2 is just such.
Yeah, it's almost certainly Imperial Guard.
And an update from the Creative Assembly, who are also
like thematically, you could do a lot of different Imperial Guard stuff. There are like
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
That's like 10 times louder.
It reignites once more.
Beyond 6,931 donated $10 through Super Chat. I think a lot of people don't realize that the new detachments are best used as accents to current ones, like people are upset that running multiple 1 points won't be good, like that's the point.
I don't know. I do think in some cases it probably will be good. A good example is like I think if any of them
begins September the 17th.
the what's the word the Grey Knights ones looked like they could construct like a cohesive composition together. But I agree. It's just like part of the marketing that they're like, you can play all three of these together and be like really flexible or whatever. But like realistically, that's like kind of stupid.
Battlefield, and every loss echoes
That almost certainly
across
won't
the
be
wall.
viable.
Build your army, dominate the map, command leaders.
I think the thing that people like in a big way don't understand or aren't really grokking. I'm gonna turn this fucking so far down. This is like so much louder than all of the other trailers. The thing that people aren't really grokking is that like it is just like an increase in power level. Like straight up, the game is becoming dramatically more powerful because most existing compositions are going to be accentuated by new detachments.
A new force rises. One planet, endless war. Cronus remembers only victory.
Yeah, the audio's like, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes it's tough when you're just like running through every studio sends you like a different trailer that has different audio mixing, and you have to like stick it all together. I mean, I don't blame them. It is just funny, and I'll comment on it. What the fuck is this cartoony ass bullshit, dude? Is this a Funko Pop or something? This looks like a Funko. Oh my god, oh, it's like a U2. It's U2s. Yeah. Yeah, we just assume that they're gonna get that they're gonna have audio problems. That's just par for the course. Well, that's fun, I guess. Ah, good. A Dark Angels themed gaming chair. That's all I've ever wanted in my life. And it has a detachable purity seal. Chat, why would I need to detach my purity seal? That would be the height of heresy. I would never. Is this a Dawn of War 4 thing? This looks Dawn of War 4-y. Nice. Go get him, Lion. New guild raid bot. Oh. It's Tacticus. Okay. Tacticus was very interesting. I felt it was a little shallow when I played through it, but I don't think I played very far. Maybe I was just in the new player experience. These are particularly lovingly rendered animations for Tacticus there. I know some people who like swear by that game. Brand new adventure, Penitence. That looks fun. That's the Legends lady who got legended, whatever her name is. I have to re-up my Warhammer Plus subscription so I can go watch all the new stuff. This is like they're trying to do a reality TV show thing, right? Where it's like they have like painting challenges. I guess I like the idea of, but I don't know if I've liked anything they've put out, like any of the promotion they put out for it. It does feel like something that some YouTuber will take and run with and like go just like do fucking awesome shit with. If you've got the new Total War stuff. Let's go. Do I think they'll ever make a tabletop simulator program and make online? Never say never, but I don't think that is in the on the books. There's not a reason for them to like devote development time to do that, because like the community's already built one that you're directly competing against, and then also you're like the primary cash flow, right, for the tabletop game is the tabletop game, and they're directly competing with that, which they don't tend to like to do. I like the look of this, but it's definitely not. It's not a lot of content for Total Warhammer. I guess they. I was talking to my friend about it, and he said he's a little bit more keyed in. And I guess that they had to delay their release of the end time stuff, which feels, I don't know, having a definitive end to a setting always feels kind of shitty, because it's like, what do we do? We are just straight up gonna blow up the world at some point. But I mean, that is like the hole that GW's dug for them. It just sucks that after the fact they realized it was like the most profitable franchise that they could have made. More surprised they allowed TTS to exist. Yeah, and they've killed TTS several times. But it just keeps coming back because it's very difficult to stop, It's like a bunch of community-hosted assets on a pre-existing game engine. And so, like, it's just on people's hard drives. They can burn it off of the Steam Workshop, and people will just re-upload it. Or go to a separate website that's not, not under the purview of Valve. And so, it's very difficult to to lock down. Oh, this is kind of cool. They do vinyls for the Mechanicus soundtrack. Given how integral the Mechanicus soundtrack is to that franchise, I think that makes a lot of sense. Oh, also like Darktide too. That's cool. I like that idea. It's just End Times content? They have more DLC planned? Oh, do they? Oh, I thought that they were just like closing. They were just like moving on to 40k Total War and then calling it a day. What's
sequel. And something else is sneaking around in the shadows too.
Discount Alana Pierce talking about here?
We have lost contact with the Mechanicus facility in the Kadaku.
New Space Marine 2 stuff. Chat, can somebody tell me why I cannot get into this game? This game should be my bread and butter. I don't know. I liked the PvP, but it was just like so small. You were locked to fucking like 6 players? What the fuck is that? I think that might be part of it. That the like small team sizes actually kind of fucked with it. My play group is usually between 4 and 5 people, and so 3 was like just bad. We would like only get to play it in very specific situations. I also I don't think I ever really understood the parry mechanic. It felt really random, but maybe I'm just bad at the game. And it was like such an integral part of the game. It was like such an integral part of the play pattern that I didn't really like or understand. so we played the horde mode, and it was like fine. I think we spent like an afternoon on it, and it was like, all right, well, neat, I guess. That was fun. I didn't like that it was like it's largely prescriptive. Where it's like basically the same scenario every time. I think that was part of the issue too. There's no there's not like a lot of like emergent gameplay or replayability. Should have been more like Darktide, dude. If it was like the same, it's funny because like Darktide feels more, you feel more like a Space Marine in Darktide than you do in Space Marine 2. But in fairness, you are playing it like the guys you're fighting against are like way more lethal in Space Marine 2. In Darktide, you're fighting a bunch of goobers, but you do kill like 10,000 Poxwalkers in one fight. You are like a Space Marine level of output sometimes. Speaking of Darktide. Oh! That's a servo skull, bro. Are we doing a tech priest? Is there a tech priest class? Finally? Darktide felt too arcadey. It is very arcadey. But is it more arcadey than like press E to parry though? Like, real talk. I actually think it's a little bit more like shootery than Space Marine 2. That's fucking sick. I'm so in. I'll play a Skitari. That sounds awesome. Let's go. That's been so long coming. That's as soon as that game released, you're like, I want to play a tech priest. I want to play a tech marine guy. Obviously, Skitari is not quite a tech priest, but he's close. He's almost there. It has been too long. Look at their chat. Even in Warhammer Skulls, they're painting out of the pot. Let's go. Like a true Chad. Now this is really quiet.
The hype is real. Hi, my name is Victor Magnusson. I'm the design director for Darktide. So the inspiration for bringing Skitari to Darktide was actually, it was one of the first classes we ever imagined. Or it was
the inspiration for bringing Skitari to Darktide is because it's cool and people want to play them. I don't know if we really need to go super far here. I feel like we could get the idea.
Class designer on the Skitari. I am responsible for the talent tree and the abilities, as well as
Brendolf over here just fucking
multiple roles. Or
you're like, excuse me, I don't think that those paint jobs really cut the mustard there, buddy. We'll just we'll dive in frame by frame and try to critique. Contrast paints? Yuck. You disgust me, Fat Shark Game Devs.
As well, and these purposes could fit any role, basically.
My name is Matterusk, and I'm art director.
The latest message in the chat, I have the chat cut off on the side here, but the latest message is that Pro Acryl tastes better than Citadel.
Cornerstone in Darktide's visual development. I don't see that as a big change from going from class to class or from when we did the main game, but I don't think the stakes has been higher than this time around. We're dealing with a very important part of the lore right now, and
the stakes haven't been higher because no one's playing Darktide currently, and you really need to get more people to play Darktide. I think is what they're trying to say. That's reading between the lines. I think that's what we're talking about right now.
They get to experience the Adeptus Mechanicus and specifically the Skitari from a perspective that players have never seen before.
Darktide really brings it down into their grimy world on a perspective that hasn't been seen before, and I think players are going to love that.
Ryong 6931 donated $2 through Super Chat. Could we get a 1-minute Mortal Kombat 2 review?
Can we get a 1-minute Mortal Kombat 2 review? I like that the characters are like just like gymnasts that they found on the street and rotoscoped in. I think that's fun. Right? That's Mortal Kombat 2, right?
Riddick escapes cage. Riddick kills slaves. Riddick ascends.
Yeah.
Riddick escapes cage. Riddick kills
Also, I like that. I don't know, like half the characters is the same person. I've never played it though.
Riddick ascends. Riddick escapes cage. Riddick kills slaves. Riddick ascends. Riddick escapes cage. Riddick kills slaves. Riddick ascends. Riddick escapes.
What the fuck is this? What am I watching happen in front of me right now? This is unhinged.
Riddick will be the Death Master.
It's like a side scroller, but you're a Skaven. Okay. I mean, I guess that's cool. Yeah, right? yeah.
Peggy 18.
The visuals do not fit the tone for sure. It's like a guy just actually going insane over there.
The alien threatens our worlds, our lives, our imperium.
Is this a Death Watch Redux? Are we making Death Watch again? No way.
Hatred, we make our vow. Suffer not.
Death Watch 2? Oh. Chaos Gate Death Watch. Oh, that's cool. That's neat. Was Chaos Gate good, chat? I never played Chaos Gate.
Of the Imperium, there is only death. They scatter before the fury of the Death Watch.
That's not true. I played original Chaos Gate. I was gonna do a Tortoise video on, or a Tyrannosaurus video on it. But those take a really long time, and I keep not doing them.
What a showcase and what a finish. I am so stoked to have been part of this year's Skulls. Not only celebrating 10 years, but also considering this
Okay, that was it. Alright, well, Chaos Gate 3, I think, is interesting. That's a pretty good one. Also, a bunch of these games are actually on demo right now. They gave me the Steam keys for them. So you can take a look at them over here.
So, head on over to your gaming platform of choice to take advantage of the awesome promotions running this week on all your favorite Warhammer video games. Thanks so much for watching.
Alright. Well, there you go, chat. That was Warhammer Skulls. That was battle psalms about this day. What the fuck? Alright. That was about, I think, what I expected. This Skitarii drop for Darktide's cool, and the new Chaos Gate is cool. That's pretty neat. That was unexpected. But the weird part about Skulls right now is that so much of this has been declared, right? Like previewed, like already previewed. So far out. It's like there's nothing like new or exciting to say about Total War. It's mostly been previewed and we're just waiting for it to come out. There's not much new or exciting to say about what's the word? That other game. What's the other game that they do? Dawn of War, because they've already previewed it and we're just waiting for it to come out. So it's like, I don't know. You know, I don't know what else we're going to talk about here. Biggest drop is the Helldivers collab. Yeah, I mean, I think that's sick. But then they didn't talk about it. Or they did talk about it, but that's all they did. They were like, we're doing one. Okay, man. But I think you also, you know, as if I'm talking to the game designers, I think you overestimate the impact of a collab. You know, it's like big drop for this Skitarii class in Darktide, but like, you know, Darktide's old and not very widely played anymore. And a class drop's like interesting. Like we'll play that for a week probably, and then like get bored of it and go to do something else. And like, you know, it's even a pack in Darktide or in Helldivers is like not particularly exciting because a lot of times they very poorly integrate the out of universe equipment into their like equipment ecosystem. By that I mean like you can't level the unique Warbond weapons in Helldivers, so there's like not really a real reason to actually play them. Like once you play them, like I'll buy it and I'll play them because I love that game, but it's like not that big of a deal. So being like, guys, this is the biggest news ever. There's a Helldivers integration, and you're like, all right, like you could have just shadow dropped it on a Thursday and it would have been neat, and then we would have played it for a week and then done something else. Like I don't know. It's just like it felt like a lot of low impact stuff, I guess. You know, it's like stuff that we've known is coming out for like a year or so, or 6 months or whatever. I don't know. 2 or 3 relevant things. The rest are updates and 1 contrast paint Phoenix card. Indeed, chat. Indeed. Yeah, it is what it is. I guess it's not the end of the world that a Warhammer Skulls reveal was not like groundbreaking, but you know, that's okay. We're allowed to have non-groundbreaking Warhammer Skulls. I'm more excited about the box that they gave me than I was about the actual showcase. All right. A Battlefront or Battlefield knockoff. That would be fucking so hype. That would be a Battlefront Warhammer 40,000. I would lose 200 hours of my life immediately. I would play nothing but that game for the longest time. I mean, that would be what they did make that game, right? And the problem was like it was bad and nobody played it. It was the one where it was like Space Marines versus Space Marines. You had all the different like classes and stuff. But it had like horrible connectivity issues and like massive lag and stuff, and just like died instantly. Yeah, it's true. They didn't have the Dark Angels gaming chair. You're so right. All right, folks, let's hop into the Drukhari faction focus. We get to talk about the new stuff for Drukhari, which I'm excited about because I do think that they need some help. The reveal show where you spent an hour on Warcry for it to be canceled. Yeah. R.I.P. R.I.P. It was an MMO game that they tried to make a lobby game and never worked. I thought the MMO was canceled and they just like reused the assets for the. It was like Dark. It wasn't Dark Crusade. It was something Crusade. Eternal Crusade? Was that what it was? No, I don't remember. Like they did have. There was an MMO attached to it at one point, and I remember they did preview stuff for the MMO, but the MMO just like fell apart. But I know that they released it as a third-person shooter, and then no one played it, and it was bad. But it is what it is. All right, let's hop in and talk about Drukhari. So as always with these little guys, we're gonna go ahead and go through the video and talk about the article at the same time. So let's do the thing. We're going to skip through the first minute or so because they always waffle around for a bit. Oh, Dark Millennium. Nice. Okay. 3 detachments. Cabalite agonists. Let's go find it. Here we go. Cabal agonists. Battle line units. Oh, I like this. This is like a new little piece of technology where they add this like colon to a keyword to indicate the enemy keywords that you target to gain access to that. I think that's cool. That's better than saying, you know, each time a ranged attack performed by a blade for hire unit from your army targets a non-monster vehicle, it gains the sustained hits 1 thing. They just go sustained hits 1 versus non-monster vehicle. And that'll probably be defined on the rulebook somewhere. I like that. I think that's neat. Sustained hits 1 versus non-monsters and vehicles, I guess, is fine. The weird part is that, like, Blades for Hire and Cabalites also include Ravagers and Scourges, which are your premier anti-tank in the whole faction. So explicitly, I mean, I guess it would be really strong if like heavy weapon Scourges with hit rerolls wargating sustained against vehicles. But it is strange to be like, the Cabal detachment is the one that doesn't, that's like good against infantry, and every single Cabalite has a Dark Lance, and you're like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? It's also ranged attacks only, so it doesn't benefit Incubi and melee or anything too. So it's pretty limited in scope, to be honest. Oh, sorry.
How well they take sustained hits 1 on their
I had muted it.
Yeah, so this is your short range, like pile out of a transport, obliterate enemy units in the shooting phase in a short range firefight sort of style of play, isn't it?
Yeah, or the opposite, and you have, you know, small pocket units of, you know, Dark Lance or Haywire Blaster wielding Scourges jumping in and out of terrain pieces in the backfield, or trying to negotiate their way around things with a hidden ability.
Yeah, so taking a look at some of the enhancements and the stratagems that go along with this. One of the enhancements is Towering Arrogance, as you would expect. That is for an Archon. And it gives the unit he's with, the model's unit +1 leadership and +1 OC.
Fantastic. Nothing wrong with that at all. It means that if you attach an Archon to a unit of just 5 Cabalites...
6,931 donated $2 through Super Chat. Ravagers and Raiders aren't Blades for Hire.
Raiders aren't, but I believe but neither of them are Blades for Hire, but I believe that Ravagers are Cabal. At least they used to be. If they aren't anymore, I mean, fair enough, but I'll pull up my little thing. But they were sort of a premier Cabal unit back in the day. Raiders are like usually keyworded to whatever like subfaction they're in. Here we go. Yeah, see? Get the fuck out of my face, chat. I get what you think you second guess me? I've never gotten a rule wrong in my life. They sure are Cabal. But the fact that like in to be clear, the reason that I bring that point up is because this affects both Blade for Hire and Cabal, right? So it ropes all those things together, which includes, right, Cavalite Warriors with the heavy weapons. It includes heavy weapon Scourges. It includes like Incubi. It includes Ravagers, which is basically all of the anti-tank of the faction besides Talos. And then gives them an ability that it doesn't work against tanks. And you're like, all right, well, fair enough, I guess. All right, let's go back.
From a Venom, they're packing, what, 17 objective control? They can kind of go and take any objective on the table. And with the range that a Venom provides, your opponent's score is not safe.
Yeah, +1 OC on a cabinet where you're
that
not too
objective
bad.
game you were talking about already. One of the stratagems they've got in the mix here is Shadow's Reach. This interacts with the hidden mechanic and effectively allows one of those units to fire and remain hidden, which we've been talking about a few times already, is a really useful ability.
Yeah, Scourges once again come to the fore here in that Blades for Hire portion of this. Being able to shoot with a unit of Scourges and then for one command point remain hidden, I think is so extremely powerful, especially if you get drawn or trapped into a trade or an attrition war on the tabletop versus your opponent. This is a way to maintain your long-ranged anti-tank firepower.
That's pretty good, especially because like you could obsec objectives out. Oh yeah, actually that affects heavy weapon Scourges, right? So that's actually kind of sweet. So it does matter if you're wanting to hold an objective with them, because typically being inside the objective means you're targetable. Obviously, like it depends on the terrain features on the objective and how they look. It is likely that there's going to be some real estate that's hard to get access to from your opponent, but maybe that might not be the case for a certain deployment. I don't know. And being able to just like sit a Scourge unit in there and shoot your Dark Lances anyway and still be hidden is fine. This stratagem does feel very low impact though, because a lot of times they're like, have your 5 model OBSEC unit fire and still remain hidden, and you're like, cool. Okay. For a command point, I don't know, man. But it definitely, I mean, it's a 1-point detachment, and the 1-point detachments they definitely try to depower the stratagems quite a bit. This detachment feels a little underbaked though, for sure. Unless there's more stuff in here that they haven't talked about yet.
Whilst it's 5 wounds at toughness 3, possibly staring down an Imperial Titan, an Imperial Knight or something like that. You need multiple activations in order to get this job done. Shooting with one of these units once and then just having a despoiler cannon drawn your way is not going to cut it. I think this is a formative stratagem for this detachment.
Great stuff. Right, well, moving on to the Witch Cults. They have a new detachment called Exhibition of Slaughter. This is a detachment that bolsters your basic Witch Cult units, makes them very good at killing all sorts of enemies.
Yeah, this is holding a mirror up to the previous detachment. The Witch Cult portion of your army will get lethal.
Fucked non-monster and vehicle units, I guess. Is it like, maybe it was like too ubiquitously powerful? I mean, it feels like a lot of these are not going to be like, I doubt that Exhibition of Slaughter gets played alongside Spectacle of Slaughter, so it's like a situation where they want to incentivize you to play like multiple detachments together. I do feel like the Cabalite Warrior one might be the best one, just because it affects Scourges, and every army has Scourges in it because you have to have access to Dark Lances. Means that it is probably has the greatest chances of being actually played. But I don't know. Not being able to double down on any of these one particular identities does feel like they're going to be very limited in utility.
Hits against non-monster vehicle units. Lethal hits, I got to say, is a really good place to be for Witch Cult. So you already throw plenty of dice that the sustain hits that the Cabalites got would be far less effective here. Whereas lethals, when they have a relatively low-to-the-ground strength profile, despite having some anti-infantry abilities, it's really quite good. It's actually quite
I like
good
that Adam does call out a little bit there. He's like, well, lethal hits is good, except you're fucking anti-infantry too. And I mean, I guess it works on mounted and stuff that anti-infantry wouldn't typically work against, but obviously that's very very rare. All right, Succubus. It's also anti-infantry 3, right? So we're getting lethal hits on a model that's already winning on 2s or 3s, which is fine. It's not worse. It's just not any worse than what we would have previously, but it definitely doesn't feel like what we need to be taking. Maybe there's a universe where bike spam is really broken and this attachment becomes very strong. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm necessarily seeing it yet.
They've got some great enhancements and stratagems along with it. Periap of Torments is
The
one of
Nurgling
you can give to a succubus, and it basically means that unit can't be targeted with snapshots, which means they can't be Overwatch.
Awesome.
It includes Overwatch there, and of course this is an ability that Drukhari players will be quite versed in using. This ability pops up quite a few times for Drukhari.
I think so. I have a suspicion. I saw a lot of people being like, Overwatch is dead. It's so bad. It's so much worse in 11th edition. Because like you can't do it end of movement or you can't do it start of movement and you can't do it charge phase, right? It's like only end of movement. But the fact that you get to decide Overwatch with perfect knowledge, perfect information, in my opinion, makes Overwatch way stronger.
269 donated $1.99 through Super Chat. It might be the most underwhelming army day so far.
I'm getting that vibe for sure. This stuff definitely feels kind of mid. But I talked about it. I released a video this morning, and I talked about it in that video. But in my opinion, the armies that do have like good interaction with Overwatch, I think are going to be improved by the new Overwatch mechanic. I think your inability to play around Overwatch, right? Because previously it was like I could get a bunch of value out of moving aggressively if I expected my opponent to hold Overwatch for a big activation, right? So if I have this big unit of guys, and if I break cover with them, my opponent will Overwatch. I'm going to move every other model in my army first, and my opponent has to hold Overwatch until that unit goes to move. And if they hold Overwatch until that unit activates, I won't move them. But if they Overwatch to gain value early, then I will move them, right? So it's like a mind game, and you have to play with your opponent. In 10th edition or in 11th edition, you just move everyone and then they Overwatch the big unit anyway, because there's no, like, they know whether or not they're going to be in range to shoot. So, and especially for armies that have like lots of little high impact activations. So like there's these little incubi units and there's these little witch units and there's like little things everywhere. Your opponent always gets to pick up and kill the most important one of those. That's fucking horrifying to me. If I'm like setting up in order to like progress my turn, I'm setting up like 3 utility units to perform actions if I'm on like an action performing forced disposition, and then I'm setting up like 2 or 3 aggressive units, right? There's like a character squad and there's a couple witch squads or whatever, and they're all going to go in and try to disrupt your objective control, and you just get to pick whichever Overwatch is best for you. Fuck me. That's so bad. I don't know. I think that anti-snap shooting effects are actually going to be very important in this new edition because it lets you actually play those units more aggressively. So we'll see.
Almost like they know that Overwatch could be a bit of a problem.
Witches don't like Overwatch.
No, they don't like
Overwatch. Strikes that you can use on one of your witch cult units, and it means they get lethal hits against all targets, not just monster and vehicles. Monsters and vehicles are now up for grabs as well.
Agreed. I have many a friend who plays Drukhari, and they're playing a similar army to what this is designed around in the Spectacle of Spite that we had in the previous edition. And this one...
Yeah, I guess, like, to reiterate that point, too, the timing difference between end of movement and start of charge is not that great, except your opponent now loses the capacity to interact with you before you Overwatch. So if you go, if we're playing the mind game, I will hold my Overwatch till start of charge. Well, then the other player can go, if I have an effect, like I have a suppression unit that could battle shock you, I could potentially stop your Overwatch. I could try to engage them with a separate unit first and try to play around that Overwatch. Like it opens up their breadth of interaction with the Overwatching unit in a much, in a greater way. However, you'll just do that end of movement before your opponent has any ability to interact, right? You're still going to get the same Overwatch. It just can't be stopped now. And it happens, and you just have to pre-declare it slightly earlier, right? So, like, it's actually just better, I think. There's a lot of cases where it's like, I'm going to hold my Overwatch. You held it for a particular unit. I decided not to move that unit, but now that opens up Overwatch in the charge phase for you to get into your second target, essentially. So I'm going to try to engage that unit before it ends up going. And I'm going to hit like a big charge or something out of a building, or I'm going to like swing a charge into you or whatever to engage you. Now you can't overwatch and I can charge the units I want to. Now they just go like, oh, you didn't move your thing out that I was going to overwatch. I'm just going to immediately overwatch the second best thing. I'm glad Overwatch can't be re-rolled now in 11th edition, because I think that the armies that use Overwatch well are going to be fucking abysmal to play against. I think the new Overwatch mechanic is horrific, and I don't think that people... I mean, obviously the maps are changing, so we'll see if that has some impact, where there is like the potential that you make charges out of a long distance or whatever, and out of line of sight. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But I don't think that people necessarily are quite grokking how powerful it's going to be now that you can just do it with perfect information.
Gets around one of the biggest pitfalls that one had. So say you're playing against a Necron
lethal
player,
hits on which
they've
units
got a
is
Catan,
pretty good.
What do you do? Previously, it'd be like, well,
That's a
go
pretty good
everywhere
strat,
else and try and take it go everywhere the Catan isn't.
Yeah, the
But
1,000
this,
Suns
you
Defiler
have
is
recourse.
horrifying
You
to
can take
me.
those lethal
The
hits
thing's gonna be
and
so
apply them
disgusting.
to some of those big, powerful models and actually break through those high toughness.
Great stuff. Right, moving on to the last of those detachments. This from the Homunculus Covens. This is Tools of Torment, and this is really a detachment about pain engines.
Indeed, very powerful ability here in that paid engines, when they're selected as the targets of attack, if the target's strength is greater than the toughness of the pain engine, you will have -1 to wound. And seeing as you already come in at a very, very...
A bunch of people on my friends list on Steam was off screen, but a bunch of people on my friends list on screen just immediately open up Dark Tide.
This is going to make you just that much more durable.
It'll be very hard to remove those. And then a bunch of enhancements and stratagems that further enhance those units. Elixir of the Corpse Courts is an upgrade. That means you can give it to a pain engine. Basically gives the unit a 5-up invuln.
These are unironically really good. Hold up. Of all of the enhancements or the detachments you see so far, those first two were kind of pants. This is great though. You improve the invuln save and give -1 to wounds to Talos and Kronos units? Are you all right? What's interesting is that this only affects Talos and Kronos and doesn't affect Rex. But I guess it would be very strong if it affected Rex. If it just became Wrath of the Rock for 1 detachment point for like all your infantry and monsters, that would be pretty good.
Pain engine comes in duos now, so this isn't just like one miniature getting a 5-up invulnerable save. This is 2 with already a high woo count and a feel no pain. They come with a strong armor save, now an potential invulnerable save. Of course, I'm thinking of Talos pain engines right now as the best applicator here, and then a feel no pain once you get past that. And then if they're -1 to wound, if strength is higher, I got to tell you, this unit is not going down easily.
And then obviously a very durable unit, but also able to dish out the pain, as you would expect. So we're going to talk about 2 of the stratagems that they can use that kind of work with each other quite nicely. You've got Dividends of Agony and Salting the Wound. Adam, how do they work together?
So the first one, Salting the Wound, is in my opinion, quite strong on a duo of Talos pain engines that take the double macro scalpels as their melee weapons, which gives them twin-linked on that. And that is key because for 1 command point in the fight phase, when your pain engine unit is selected to fight, you will get devastating wounds when targeting a unit that is battle shocked. But wait, battle shocked, there's a hoop I have to jump through. What is this second one?
Well, the second one, Dividends of Agony, effectively, when you kill an enemy unit, you can select another unit that's within 12 of it, and that unit has to take a battle shock test at -1. So you can effectively set up an amazing combat for the second pain engine.
If you have
to
2 command points,
through
though,
a tougher enemy unit by removing a smaller, weaker enemy unit first.
Correct, and you get full knowledge of this as well. Of course, you can set up this play.
I don't know about that, man.
It
feels like a lot of work. That's like the problem with every battle shot. They take a test, right? Or they just are battle shots.
Second pain engine to select another unit that's within 12 of it, and that unit has to take a battle shock test at -1.
So you take a battle shock test. So if we hold 2 command points and then kill a unit with a Talos, then we could buff a second Talos 50% of the time.
Dividends of Agony, effectively, when you kill an enemy unit, you can select another unit that's within 12 of it, and that unit has to take a battle shock test at -1.
He just says when
so you can
kill
effectively set up.
All right. Well, that's a little easier to do. And you can do it in the shooting phase according to that, I guess.
You can...
But like, you will get battle shocked. There's a hoop I have to jump through. What is this second one?
Well, the second one, Dividends of Agony, effectively, when you kill an enemy unit, you can select another unit that's within 12 of it, and that unit has to take a battle shock test at -1. Select another unit that's within 12 of it, and that unit has to take a battle shock test at -1. So you can effectively set up an amazing...
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if that sounds particularly exciting. I mean, battle shock is better this edition, but Strategem's kind of whatever. It's also devastating wounds on like a unit with a limited attack value. You can get them twin linked, so that is good. If you take the double thing, right? Yeah, if you have equipped with 2 macro scalpels, that means you lose, and they're only 2 damage. They're like the low strength 2 damage ones, instead of the gauntlets. And you also lose the double liquefier, which now ignores cover. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm that interested in any of these stratagems. I mean, getting these guys significantly, like making these guys significantly tankier is good. Obviously, there's already like Reaper's Wager builds that play like, you know, between 4 and 6 Talos, and being able to just like slot this in alongside that and giving them -1 to wound and a 5+ invuln save actually seems pretty okay. So I think that the reason you're taking this detachment is for the detachment ability and the enhancements. These stratagems feel super duper hyper situational. So I don't know. And then this other stuff feels like fucking whatever, dude.
Beyond 6,931 donated $2 through Super Chat. Double macro gets twin linked and hits on 3s.
Right, but you lose a damage and 2 strength, right? So in the situation where you are setting this stratagem up, it's better. But in like most other cases, it's worse. So I don't know. Like, because you're part of the reason you take these guys, right, is to clear the heavy stuff. They a lot of times the higher value is the higher damage value is going to be more useful.
At Michael Allen 7,269 donated $4.99 through Super Chat. I get that Battle Shock needs to be in the game and it's something interesting besides lethal/dev/cess, but it sucks when your army is the BS army. Crying face.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. Like now, these days, I think it's okay. I think it feels like they've done a lot to add enough additional like battle shock effects that it's okay. And they haven't like leaned too hard on any particular like battle shock stuff. Well, I don't know. Like playing Chaos Demons, right? The army ability like feels legitimately impactful, where like very oftentimes it just like kills all your utility units once you start taking battle shock checks, and it's just going to get better in the new edition. I don't know. I think it's going to be okay. Would I rather battle shock a unit or kill it? Well, given the fact that, and at least in 10th edition, you weren't killing it anyway, I would rather battle shock it after I attack it. Because, like, generally speaking, a single activation wouldn't 1-for-1 an opposing unit. And so you would force them to take a battle shock check. If I'm the battle shock matters faction, I gain value from that. Whereas if I'm like a Space Marine player and I shoot it and it doesn't die, then I just get no value whatsoever. So I think it's fine. I do think like Tyranids in particular are hamstrung by the fact that they at the outset relied over much on battle shock, where they were like, guys, battle shock is literally all you do and you have no capacity to kill people. But I think that that's like a core design problem with the faction. I don't think that's an issue with battle shock as a mechanic itself. I think Demons is a good example, right? Like Demons, a lot of Demons is about like high impact, low redundancy activations. So like I have a fucking Lord of Change or a Bloodthirster or something, and it's going to do potentially 1 trillion damage. But obviously, the dice could go crazy because it's demons, so who knows what's going to happen. And if I leave you on 2, there's a very reasonable chance that you'll die anyway to the Battle Shock. And I think that's interesting and cool. So I don't know. I think it's fine. Battle Shock is all you do. Also, Neurolictor's up 25 points. Yeah, that was like the most insulting change. People were like, oh, okay. We figured out how to make Tyranids work. It's that we need to triple up on Neurolictors because the army's been designed around them. That's why all of our strength profiles are fucking trash. And then they were like, Tyranids have a 55% win rate, and every list is 3 Neurolictors to 90. And you're like, well, what's dead now? The faction's dead. You killed it, GW. Thank you. That was like one of the most tone-deaf points changes we've ever seen. That's like on par with the time that they forgot what Bulgrin were. and Bulgrin were like taking an 18 in every Astra Militarum army, and then they nerfed Ogrin. It's almost that level of like ineptitude. Yeah. Fucking wild. It gives devs to ranged and melee? No, it doesn't. It gives devs to in the fight phase. It does not affect your ranged attacks. So I don't know. These guys have anything else to say about this?
He's in combat for the second pain engine to rinse through a tougher enemy unit by removing a smaller, weaker enemy unit first.
Correct, and you get full knowledge of this as well. Of course, you can set up this play in a myriad of different ways. They both have to happen in the fight phase, but this could just be a unit of 5 racks, killing the last guardsman. In
the other stratagem is also fight phase? Bro. Why?
Do very easily, and then for 1 command point, you essentially shoot over a battle shock-like effect 12 inches away, which I think is pretty impactful into the big combat where your Talos Pen engines need to get a job done into a powerful piece. And then for 1 command point, and if you take the macro scalpers, like I said, you will have 10 attacks from that unit that are re-rolling to wound to generate 2 mortal wounds from the devastatings for every 6. It's really quite a lot you can stack up.
And we've talked already about how powerful Battle Shock...
That's like 4 mortals on average, right? I don't know. We're paying 2 command points to do like 4 mortal wounds? I don't know, man. And sometimes the first stratagem fails. We're spending a lot of time talking about an interaction that's not very
even
good.
without the ability to combine it with that other stratagem, the ability to go onto an enemy objective with 2 units, kill one of the units, effectively force a failure onto the other unit at -1, you can swing that objective back to you and have a big point swing in terms of the game.
Correct. Well, that could be exactly right. Let's say, back to the same example, it's just a unit of 10 racks going into a unit of 10 guardsmen, but behind that unit of 10 guardsmen is another unit of 10 guardsmen.
Don't get me wrong, chat. I don't think that like having a thing that triggers on Battle Shock is better than just like straight up having a statistical improvement. But I also don't think that it's fair to be like Battle Shock stuff is fucking bad, At this stage, I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think it's worse than if they just gave you like a big stat buff or whatever, sure. But like it all depends on the context. And I think that there has been a trend of immediately writing off Battle Shock mechanics in 10th edition that I don't necessarily think we can do in 11th. Now, obviously, we have to play it and see how impactful the new Battle Shock rules are, but I don't think it's fair to just immediately throw this stuff in the trash. I do think that paying a command point to force somebody to take a Battle Shock check after you destroy another unit in the fight phase, that's too many hoops. If it was 1 command point, start of fight phase, force a Battle Shock check at -1, maybe. But it requires that you activate a unit, then attack the other unit in melee, then they die, then you target another unit within 12, then they take a test. Fucking too far. I don't think that's necessarily a problem with Battle Shock in and of itself, I think that's just a bad rule.
You get to kill the front one with the racks and then see if you battle shock the second one and take them out of the game. And so therefore that is your objective. You have controlled it and you've mitigated both squads.
Great stuff. Well,
whatever. Whatever. I think that these are why you're taking this detachment. You're not taking it for all the weird battle shock synergy stuff. Isn't like the other Coven detachment also battle shock matters? And like you can't stack them together. Oh, interesting. The other Coven detachment is just this enhancement, or just this detachment, but for everything. I guess it's not battle shock matters stuff. No, okay. Oh, there's like this thing where it's like after you destroy an enemy unit, you can pulse battle shock on people. Yeah, whatever, dude. I think that, I mean, I appreciate that they have added context to forcing battle shock checks in the fight phase, but part of the problem too is that like battle shock checks in the fight phase are just like so low value. And at least like there's a chance that they stick around, but I definitely think that they in 10th edition they over committed to that effect. The like destroy a unit and like grisly destruction and everyone like freaks out when you're near them because of the phase limit that for how 40k works. Like I don't think it's, I don't know if it would have been unfair. Maybe it would have. I don't know. But I don't know if it would have been unfair to do like like you just get affected for a battle round by battle shock, right? Like you become on battle shocked at the start of the turn of the player who battle shocked you, right? I think like maybe would have been a way to make those effects be useful. But the fact that they also tied them to command points as well is a little bit weird. It's it's not very, very helpful for sure. Anyway, I don't know, chat. I think you guys are right. I think that was the least exciting faction focus that we've seen, which is really sad because we are talking about it in the context of the Grey Knights one we saw yesterday, which was really fucking sick. And I think they are both factions that need a similar level of attention. Obviously, Spectacle of Spite at the current time of recording is very good. But it's very difficult to play, and not a lot of people play it. It's very high skill cap, and like you could be like the Steve Trimble or the Cody Giroux who wins fucking every game they play with it. But there's like 2 people who do that, and so it's a faction that really needs a greater breadth of playability. And this doesn't feel like they're doing that. It feels like maybe in some cases you're gonna staple a Talos unit into your army and then gain benefits from them, or like maybe you're gonna staple this onto your like 3 heavy weapon scares units that are sitting in the back. I don't know. So who knows, man. Thousand Suns tomorrow. Yeah, well, we'll see. I think there's definitely the potential to fuck up Thousand Suns. Any of the psychic armies, I think they could very easily fuck them up really bad. I have a suspicion. We'll see. I hope that they're prepared. Because I think that like Chaos Demons go fucking apeshit. If you just ported 10th edition into the mechanics you see from 11th, Chaos Demons are fucking nuts, dude. Like it's more difficult to wall screen them. They ignore cover on like every single one of their guns, and they gain -1 to hit on every single Greater Demon basically all the time. What the fuck, dude? That's nuts. And I think the same goes for Magnus the Red and a bunch of sorcerers and stuff if they don't appropriately balance Thousand Suns, but we will see. We'll see. People just don't like elves. Oh, they don't like elves that are good? I mean, I guess so. We'll see. It would have been the one that time that Eldar broke
Bucket of Steel Sybil donated $2 through Super Chat. Reaper's Wager died for this.
Well, we'll see if Reaper's Wager dies. I mean, who knows what's happening with the digital release stuff? Because in some cases, they have indicated that it's going away, and in some cases, they've indicated that it's sticking around. Like Subterranean Assault and Warpaint Task Force are apparently sticking around, so who fucking knows these days? We'll see. 900-point Magnus, yeah. The fact that Magnus ignores bracketing now, like, just fucking sends me. He could be like, Magnus engaged, shooting into cover while bracketed, and he's like, I hit on 2s. Cool, dude. Right. That sounds fun and interactive. Anyway, folks, I think that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and hop off and go make some more videos. So thanks everyone for chilling with me. Interesting stuff on Skulls, I guess. I don't know. It was mostly the stuff we sort of expected to see. And thanks to the super chats, folks. Drukhari seems totally mid, which is not ideal, I guess. But we'll see. All right. Cheers, everybody.